Hey, beautiful Geminis. Welcome back to the channel, Gemini. Let's get directly into your messages. Starting off with the animal totems. Gemini. Bobcat. Life is a mystery. White Raven. Trust the magic. Okay, life is a mystery, but trust it. Well, there could be some karma here. Hang on. Okay, be here in the now. Okay? Be at peace. Sometimes life stings, but know your worth. Sing your own song. And trust the mystery. Be peace. Okay? Sometimes life stings, but know your worth. Okay, Gemini. Ooh. Well, you might be getting a new perspective of something. It's like maybe somebody was tricking you in for their own self-gain or their own self-interest. Something was an illusion. Yeah, life stings here. What's going on? Is this a family situation? Ooh. What's this all about? Their own self-gain, their own self-interest. Some kind of scheming or plan. What's going on? Oh, jeez. Because someone is jealous that they are gossiping? What the hell? Is this a betrayal of a friend? Is a friend competing with an empress? Creating distance for their own self-gain? What the hell is going on here? What? Look. Okay. Oh, somebody is being a fake. Someone is being very fake here. They've been judging. Is this a fake friend? A phony friend? Something is think someone's poking their nose in your business just to be sure. It was somebody like someone is very independent here as a leader. And they've been blaming this empress. They've been judging and blaming this empress. Yet they copy them. Like, this is weird. They are creating some sort of an illusion by blaming the empress, creating some type of an illusion by blaming the empress and perhaps the empress's children. They are creating an illusion to get the heat off their own back. So somebody over here has made the blaming the empress and blaming the empress's family. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. It's a foolish illusion. Someone's a storyteller. Someone's been telling stories. And I think it's because, what are they trying to make up stories about this empress? Mocking the empress and mocking, yeah, they are secretly. Well, you know what? Who dis? Are they crying over spilt milk? What's the dealio? Oh, come on, come on. They're lying. They're lying, for gosh sakes. Bringing all this trash to the empress's plate. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, there are people who envy and who just plain and simply can't give credit where credit's due. They have conveniently blamed the empress and the empress's children for everything. This is someone who's just a blamer. It's like it's their fault, and it isn't. It's an illusion. It's a distraction to get the heat off their own back, their own shoulders. They don't need people talking for them. Why are they talking for this person? Why have they got so much to say when this empress could say it for themselves? It's like, if you need to know any information, go to the horse's mouth. Like, I'm being for real here. Like, why are all these people sitting talking and gossiping and judging when all they gotta do is talk to the horse's mouth? If people would just talk to the empress here, they would get the facts, but they are relying on what other people said about them, what other people perceive them as their truth. They've been judgmental, they've been critical, they've been blaming the empress and the empress's children for everything that has ever happened. And these people are listening to all the gossip, but you know, it's an illusion. They're under an illusion, a false illusion. It's falsehood. It's not the truth at all. And it does sting. It does bite, especially when it's coming from family or friends that they would rather believe and listen to a bunch of gossip who and determine who they are based on gossip. Like, this is hideous to me. The whole thing is an illusion. Like, there are just some people who like to set up other people. There are just some people who make up lies about people like the Empress. They don't need to speak for the Empress. The Empress is quite capable of speaking for themselves. Who appointed them their spokesperson when they don't even have the facts and they don't even know the real truth? I hate that. I told you. Without even hearing the other side of the story? Like, come off it. Who does this? Oh no, did you hear that from the Empress? Nope. Who'd you hear that from? Oh, the Empress's friend, or the Empress's partner, or everyone has said this about the Empress, or everyone says that about the Empress. That should be a red flag to somebody right there. If a partner would talk about their partner, number one, behind their back, I wouldn't trust anything that came from their mouth. Number one. Number two is the Empress doesn't need people speaking for them. The Empress does not need... Oh, are you serious? These are lies, and these are illusions. It is not the truth. They're in denial, man. Big time. I told you. It's not the truth. Oh, come on. See what I'm saying? Oh, jeez. It's just a bunch of gossip. I feel like I should apologize for people being so idiotic. I feel like I should apologize for the behavior of other people. They're obviously very unawakened, unintelligent people who think they're smart, that think that they know everything. Well, so-and-so said this, and so said that, and they form this judgment, they form this opinion about the Empress and the Empress's children because of the things that somebody from their perspective, they're twisting their words. And yeah, it bites, especially coming from people you care about or love. Like, I never understood that. I've experienced this firsthand my entire life. Like, people don't stop to realize, like, if a partner goes behind your back and is bad-mouthing you to your family, what does that say about that partner? And instead of them looking at what does that say about that partner who does that, why would they believe that? Why would they jump to conclusions? It's because they want to, that's why. It's their perspective. They want to believe it. Why? They got their own issues, that's why. Because let me tell you this, I've never ever agreed with that. Like, I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about because I don't always express it in the way that I should. So, Spirit usually gives me analogies, which he is giving me an analogy. An analogy would be on the subject. Okay, I have a family. And they would rather believe an ex over their own family. Why would that be? They would rather believe the gossip of others, but they don't stop to consider that this person is maligning behind their own partner's back and talking. The more talk that they do, shouldn't that make you suspicious? advice. Are you kidding me? There's a selfish intent here. Because if I have a partner and my partner goes to my family and starts talking about me behind my back, and my family wants to side with my partner against me because they want to believe it to be true. They want to believe the narrative. They want to believe it's true because they have their own issues. They want to target. This is a target. Somebody is targeting the Empress. Targeting the Empress's children. Targeting the Empress's... Oh, so they'll go... So the ex or whoever can go to family members and say, you know your brother, your sister is really like this. And, they're real and talk derogatory. Why would they listen? They're just as guilty as the person doing the gossiping. I'm sorry, but they are. And nobody wants to admit that. Like, I'm sorry, but it's the truth. That shows me who my friends are, and that shows me who my enemies are. And if someone was to do that and believe that, it's because they want to believe that. They want to believe it. They want to believe that. Because it's not the truth, it's an illusion. It's that they're trying to look superior. They are trying to look superior to whoever. Oh, God. Oh, yes. Gaslighting. They are telling them what they want to hear. And if family or friends believe other people over their own, it's because they want to believe it. And yeah, it stings. It bites. And I've had it happen. And I can tell you right now, if the shoe was on the other foot, you know the difference between good folk and questionable folk? Like an empress, they have no problem speaking the truth. An empress does not have an issue telling the truth. But generally, the people in their life have a hard time believing them because they are busy trying to look good. The Empress is just authentic, which quite often they're not believed. Which quite often people don't want to believe an Empress. Why? Because they would rather believe an illusion. They would rather believe an illusion. Let them. Yeah, it stings. Yes, it bites. But if they want to believe it, it's because they want to believe it. There's something in it for them to believe that narrative. First of all, I would shut anyone down. I've had it happen to me, and probably you guys have too. I've had people come to me and talk smut about so-and-so. The difference between me and them is I'll defend that person. I will defend them when no one's around. I will defend them behind their backs. I'm not going to sit there and allow someone to say X, Y, and Z about someone I care about and love. The difference is I don't have to prove anything to them. I don't have to like I said it so good one day. I said, the difference between me and you is I defended you behind your back while you talked about me behind mine. And that pretty much sums it up. Somebody is definitely doing this. They're trying to switch the narrative. Like it gets the heat off their back if they can make the Empress look bad or make so-and-so look bad. It makes them feel that they are better than. And the people that they're gossiping to are just as foolish, if not dumber. Because let me tell you right now, if someone came to me and started talking about how bad somebody that I love was, I'm going to stick up for them and I'm going to tell them to be quiet, and they're barking up the wrong tree. That's the difference between people with their own self-interest at hand and people who are authentic. I'm sorry. Loyalty to me is everything. And that includes my friends. That includes the people I'm close to. You know what I'm saying? No. I don't put up with it. I would be suspicious of the person who... Why would they listen to that, number one? And number two... Wouldn't that say more about the person who is doing that gossiping than the person who isn't in the room? It's just common sense to me. I don't know. I guess people lack it. But I'm telling you right now, I've had it happen to me. And it bites. It stings. What stings more is the people who believe it. And why they want to believe it. Why would you want to believe that? Because an illusion is always easier to believe than the truth. Do you know what I'm saying? You know what, Empress? I want to tell you right now, know your worth. You don't have to prove yourself to nobody. You don't have to defend yourself to nobody. You don't have to give facts and details and information. Let them believe it. You don't have to prove yourself to nobody. And anybody who would let you isn't your friend. They're going to openly tell you, look, I trust you. You don't have to prove yourself to me. I know. I believe you. That's what a decent human being would do. Otherwise, why are you around the Empress then? If they're so horrible, why you want to be around them? Just saying. Like, they want to believe a false narrative than the truth. Like, let them. You do not have to prove your value. You do not have to prove your worth. You do not have to defend yourself. You do not have nothing to prove to nobody, Empress. If people want to believe a falsehood about you, let them. Because it shows their true colors. Be at peace. You know how to really make a fool out of people? Be at peace. Don't let them see you get angry. Be at peace. That's what I'm saying. It's all a matter of perspective. You see it this way. I see it this way. I am me. You are you. And between you and me, I'd rather be me. I'd rather be the one who's being talked about. You know why? Because I wouldn't want to be the people that are listening to it. Those people have got no value. I'd rather be talked about. Thank you very much. Fill your boots. I'm good. I got nothing to prove to you. I don't have to prove my worth. I don't have to prove I'm telling the truth. I don't have to prove my worthiness to you. And who the hell are you to even want me to? What kind of person are you to even expect that from someone? You don't owe them nothing. You don't owe them an explanation. You don't owe them, to prove yourself. They either believe you or they don't believe you. Who cares? They want to stick up for people who are an illusionist. Let them. Just be at peace. Yeah, it hurts. I know it does. We've all had that kind of happen to us, I swear. A lot of us, anyway. How to really make them rot is just be at peace. I call that troublemaking. And you know what? I know a lot of people do this kind of troublemaking when they feel insecure about themselves. So they have to badmouth people in order to make themselves elevated. So if I talk about this person, if I talk about the Empress, somehow that makes me superior. No, it makes you an idiot. It don't make you superior. It makes you a fool. I'm telling you right now. Oh my God, let me tell you another one. I got another one for you. This is unbelievable. Thank you for putting that in my head. I have this family member, okay? And I can't name names. But it's a feminine family member. And I remember being like a teenage kid. And I was very psychic then. And I was really worried about my family member. Who only lived a few blocks away, okay? And I was sitting in my bedroom as a teen. And something struck me. Oh my God. I better go see if so-and-so's okay. Something's wrong. And it's, it's dark out. I believe I don't know what time of year it was. Anyways, something struck me that I better go check on so-and-so. Something was dreadfully wrong. And my folks told me, no, it's dark out. You shouldn't be going out. I said, I have to go. I think so-and-so's in trouble. And they let me go. And I walked over there. And I heard yelling. And I heard thumping around the house. And I heard some things as I was approaching up the driveway. It was quiet out. It might have been winter time. And I knocked on the door. And this guy come to the door, whoever my relative was with at the time, covering all up, looking right nervous. What are you doing here? I said, I came to check on so-and-so. Something was wrong. Something's wrong. I said, let me in the house, and I pushed past. And I called this person's name, and there was no response. And I called again. I said, I'm not leaving until I see my relative. I'm not leaving here until I see if they're okay. And my relative come out, and I swear, this is no word of a lie, I could visually see handprints on my relative's neck, and tears, and ripped clothing. You're coming with me. And this, I just said, get your coat on, get your boots on. I pushed this person away. I said, get out the door. And my relative, now I'm only a teen, okay? And my relative left the door, and this guy's like 6 foot tall. And I'm like, you're not going to touch her, okay? And he's like, what are you going to do about it? Something like that. I said, I kept him entertained until my relative could make it to my parents' house, which was like 3 blocks. And then I ran. And I told Sue, I slammed the door and I locked the doors. I said, lock the doors, lock the windows. Buddy's going to be showing up here. And that individual twisted the narrative so badly, made my relative look like the guilty party, and was actually crying to me, like to get my empathy and my sympathy and my folks' empathy and my folks' sympathy. Boy, I'll tell you, did they ever get ugly when we didn't buy the BS. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So I've been doing this kind of stuff for a very long time, defending people. Okay, and I know what I'm talking about. I watched that little piece of work try to manipulate, guilt trip, cry, feed, try to get us to feel sorry for him. I didn't feel sorry for him. And then, when nobody bought his BS, he'd come back and with a weapon. Okay. La la la. Yeah. You try it. I'm telling you. I watch people like that operate, and I can tell you right now. And this individual used to stop in at my mother's house, have coffee with her. Oh, is the nicest person on the face of the earth. He's so kind, funny, friendly. To do that behind closed doors. Let me tell you, there's some real pieces of work out there. So let me tell you, you got nothing to prove to anybody. They don't believe you. It's because they want to believe the worst. They got their own issues. Trust me. You don't have to prove yourself to nobody. You don't have to defend yourself to nobody. You don't have nothing to prove to no one. You know. And that's all that matters. And yeah, it does sting. Especially people who want to then sit and hash it out, build up the narrative, get it going, give it food for thought and fruition here. Really? They're not fooling anybody. And please do not think you ever have to prove your word or your worthiness to anyone. You got nothing to prove to anyone. Please. But I'll tell you, these experiences make you one tough cookie. Yes, they do. They make you tough. and they make you stand. And at least you stand for something. All right? That's a lot of integrity. Take care.